Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy 13 walkthrough. We are hanging out with Saz and Vanille, and I applied some of my organic materials to a couple of my, I don't know if this is weapons, and yeah, it's looking like we're gonna go with Magician's Mark here. Now, I'm trying to remember now if I actually ended up leveling these items or not. The Magician Marks, that is specifically. Let me check here. Equip. Magician's Mark. No, I didn't. So, to be honest, that was kind of a waste of material. So, reason being, I waited until much later to start upgrading my my equipment, and to me, and I'll get into it a little more once we actually get to the area that I really started upgrading. But to me, it didn't feel like it was cost effective to upgrade some of these items. And again, the Magician's Mark felt like one of them. Now, if you're planning on upgrading, or you have been upgrading your equipment now, then go right ahead. It makes sense then. But if you're going to be waiting until later, I would say, don't bother. These scale beasts, I just want to point one thing out. I noticed, and this is actually true for every enemy, but your debuffs have a better chance of landing on a target that's staggered. And I'm not sure what percentage it increases it by, but specifically anyway, for these scale beasts, you'll notice here, I try spamming these debuffs on it a ton, and they just aren't landing at all. So so that being said, I would say that a good way to do these fights here with the scale beasts is make sure you get a preemptive. That's first and foremost. They're extremely easy to get preemptive strikes on, and so what you want to do then is get the preemptive, and then go right into debuffing it right away once you get it staggered, because it should stagger, within the first hit or two. And then once it's staggered, then land your debuffs, and make sure you land all three, and then finish off with, a slash and burn, or, well, yeah, most likely slash and burn's probably going to be your best bet. And then, so that's for the initial stagger. You're most likely not going to be able to finish it off before it recovers from stagger. So if that's so then what I would suggest doing is for your second stagger, again, start off with like slash and burn, get the chain gauge built up just a little bit, and then switch to dual casting, and then really drive up the chain gauge, and then hopefully by the time you stagger him, or you'll stagger him for the second time, and you should be able to fairly easily take him down right after that. So that's kind of how that played out. I really should have debuffed these guys with that first stagger from the preemptive attack, but it took me a little bit to to work that strategy out, I suppose, again. And unfortunately, it's just because I haven't really played this in probably 6 years or whatever it's been now since the game originally came out. So I kind of forget some of that stuff, but hopefully I will be able to point all that kind of fun stuff out for you guys once I actually get there. In this case this is a pretty good case of that. So let's see here if maybe no. Okay, well, yeah, I should have swapped the Undermine right here to get him debuffed, and then Saz could have kept the stagger meter going. And look at how little damage I'm doing to him right now. Another thing that I really should have done was not only get the debuffs put on him, but also use Saz to buff. Yeah, and here we go. So this will really help too. So I think here, I don't know if I end up actually landing any debuffs on this guy in like a decent amount of time. I should have left Saz in the Synergist role until he got the faith on himself. There you go. So now it's on him.
Follow my lead, Pops.
Yeah, and I don't know again if these scale beasts have just a better resistance to debuffs or not. I'm not really sure, but it feels like at least when they're not staggered, it's just my rate of landing these debuffs was horrible. And she's even got the Belladonna wand equipped, so she's got like a 20% increase to her debuffing land rates already. So you can kind of imagine how how bad it is, or how poor the land rate is right now. So I suppose it's not that you can imagine, it's you see it firsthand. So alright, anyways. The other thing, I don't know, you don't absolutely have to, but if you're paying attention there to the debuffs when they actually land, you can cancel out some of your abilities too, because there was a couple of abilities there that I had queued up. It was a poison, and then I think a protect, and then another poison, but I already had landed poison, so I just canceled it all out and then tapped auto hinder one more time, and then she used I don't remember what it was then, protect 3 times instead. So alright, so there you have it. Like I said, once you get those debuffs landed, and Saz really buffing up these two really helps out. So I would definitely say, if you're gonna do this, or if you're actually gonna sit here and fight these, do it that way. If you find that these fights are a little too annoying for you, you can always skip them. You don't have to fight these at all if you don't want. And like you said, or like we had there at that last treasure chest, that was like what, 15? Was it 15 shells or something? Iron shells or something like that? And to be honest, those are, I mean, they're okay. They're all right, but it's not like a really good weapon for somebody. It's something that we could definitely come back here and deal with later. At least I think we can get back here. I don't really remember now, actually, off the top of my head. At a certain point, you'll be able to explore, I'd say, a little bit more. But for the time being, we're pretty stuck in our path. It's a very linear game up until a certain point. And yeah, so here, even this one, I didn't do that. Oh my gosh, yeah, I almost died there. It may not have been the worst thing actually to happen. At least then, if I would have died, I could have restarted this battle and done the first part of it right. But now again, I think I had forgot about the whole debuffs landing more easily on staggered targets until the last. Unfortunately, it was the last of these scale beasts that I think I finally put 2 and 2 together. So you'll probably see the difference. That should actually be a good contrast, between kind of doing these right and doing them, or maybe I should say efficient versus inefficient. So we'll see here. But like I said, I vaguely remember the last one of these being fairly decent. I felt like I did a much better job of efficiently taking them down. And that shocking breath is just brutal. Look at that. Ugh. Excuse me. Oof, yeah. Alright, so everybody's all buffed up. So that's something. And I see D-Shell is landed, so dual casting should do okay damage. Let's see if we can, yeah, I think we'll be able to take him down before the stagger wears off. Ooh, getting close. Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him down. There you go. Alrighty. Looks like one more for sure. Yeah, I think this is the last one. So hopefully, if I remember right, this will go really well here, and we'll be able to get him debuffed right off the bat. Undermine, undermine, undermine. Nope. Oh, I guess I went for the buffs. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. There you go. So poison landed right away. Yep, there's the shell on right away. I think that was the first cast. Let's see if D-Protect lands the first time. There you go. So that, like I said, it's like night and day, you know, getting these debuffs to land on staggered targets. I guess probably now wouldn't be such a bad time to talk about it too, but poison is actually really, really useful for targets that have a lot of HP, because it's like percentage damage, and you know, it's like damage over time. So the more health something has, the better off, the more damage poison actually does to the target. So it's a fairly useful debuff to land on, you know, again, high HP targets. Now something that doesn't have a lot of HP, not effective. I wouldn't say not effective at all, but almost not effective at all. It's just the way it works. So I guess keep that in mind when you're in the Saboteur roles and stacking the debuffs. Now, that being said, though, there are certain abilities that kind of work off of having a target debuff. And so, like, here's a good example is the Fault Siphon from the Commander role. It's a passive ability, and what it does is increases like ATB regeneration or something like that on debuffed targets, and its effectiveness is increased for every debuff that's on the target. So obviously, the more debuffs you have stacked up, the more ATB charge that Commando will get from attacking. So, you know, again, something to keep in mind. There are still reasons. Yeah, 218. I don't know. That fight still seems really long. But anyways, there's still advantages to having you know, multiple debuffs on a target, and you know, in this case, or for this discussion, you know, even poison then would be, you know, more useful than you might initially think. But anyways, I think that, like I said, I think that's it for the Scaled Beast. That's at least for the time being. I'm sure there's, or if I remember right, there's more coming up, but I don't remember if I actually end up fighting or not. And here I think I'm just surveying the landscape, checking out the view. And I think Saz even says something about not having time to enjoy the view, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Plenty of time, old man. Alright, we have here some gremlins. These guys should go down pretty quickly. Nothing fancy about these. Shred them down pretty quick.
Way to go, Sam!
There we go.
Yes!
Torn leather, very nice. Some organic materials there. Alright, looks Looks like we got another treasure chest here to clear out. Oofda. Alright, what do we have here? 10 scaled wings. Alright, so some more organic materials. And a big old group of gremlins here. So AoE abilities are fairly useful here. Unfortunately, you won't be able to control whether or not Saz uses Blitz or not, but that's a really good... There he goes. He just took out 3 at the same time there. So yeah, Blitz and Shayra. Doing work. I like this area. I don't know what it is about it. Alright, I think we got some cutscenes coming up here. Oh yeah, for sure.
You look tired. Not enough sleep?
I guess.
Not surprising. Cute girl like me. It's hard to close your eyes, huh?
I'm just gonna lie down for a bit.
Being made a lassie, it's not easy. I mean, look. Even I'm kind of worried. But even if we don't know what'll happen, we have to keep our dreams alive. Have something to look forward to. You know?
Next stop is Nautilus, City of Dreams.
Yep. What? Sass? Huh? Saz?
You scared me.
What's up?
I'm just thinking.
Don't blame yourself. You know, you can't control who a FLC picks for a focus.
My son Dodge. He was picked. He's a lassie. He said he wanted to see a foul sea, so I took him to go on a tour of the Uriday Gorge plant. Thought I'd surprise him with a chocobo chick to take home, but the second I turned my back, into the energy plant he went. Dodge! Dodge, come out here! Dodge! I know you're in here! Dodge! Where are you? Say something! Dodge! Hey, what's wrong? Dodge!
Daddy.
It's all right. You okay? You're not hurt, are you? What's that? Apparently, those post-Lassie had snuck in and tried to attack the Sanctum Fal'Cie. It did the only thing it could, and made dodge of the sea to protect it. My son, he got picked by a Sanctum Fal'Cie. He's a hero. But where post-Lassie dodges enemies. Psycom showed up right after that to take custody of him. And then, it was one test after another. Even then they couldn't figure out his focus. Maybe it was look for post-Lassie, maybe it was kill him. Either way, how could a kid that young even stand a chance? After he was made a Lassie, Dodge had some way of sensing things from Pulse. He was the one who found the Post Fal'Cie. But the kid can't fight. So, that's why I put myself on the train to Purgeville. I figured his focus had to have something to do with destroying that Post Fal'Cie. Thought I could do it for him, and, well, you know the rest. If I was right about his focus, he's probably a crystal already. Of course, if he was supposed to take out that thing's Lassie, then either we die, or he's a Seath.
Die? Really?
It's a pickle, all right. But the bird says no.
Well, the bird has spoken. All right, we are out of time, so I got to cut this one here. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope this guide is helpful, though. And hope you join me for more. All right, thanks for watching.